once again, his own, man. The technical difficulties, but the man on the street got it right. Welcome back to another great episode of Two Cigars and a Blunt. Of course, you know I am the man on the street.
It's Tim Dog from Be More Careful.
The mad professor in the boot.
The spiritual brother number one, poor boy from the boot, your mama's favorite, your grandma's favorite, your ancestors' favorite. Shit, nigga, I'm everybody's favorite.
Everybody's favorite and your uncle's secret. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen.
I ain't did it.
We want to welcome y'all back. We got a good show for y'all. Of course, you know, Pharaoh King he might make it on, may not. He had a funeral he had to go to, so our condolences go out to him and his family. But y'all know how we always start our podcast off. We always got to ask the brothers how was their day. So, Mad Professor, how was your day, my brother?
Well, my insomnia is still kicking in a big way. I woke up today at about 3 o'clock, nearly 3 o'clock, after going to sleep well after 7 this morning. So, that it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. I wish I could go to bed at 5 and wake up at 3.
Well, if you get insomnia, it'll work for you.
Okay, I'm gonna take your word.
I'm tired as hell right now.
I would take your word for it. Tim Dog, how was your day, my brother?
Man, my day was great, but I just have to say something that happened to me last night with me and my wife. I walk into the room, she's watching the show, and it was this guy has this huge lymphedema. And I'm like, what's wrong with him? She says, oh, he got to get his nuts cut off. I said, get his nuts cut off. She said, yeah, get him cut off. I was like, okay, I ain't paying no attention. I'm like, what's the name of this show? Oh, I don't know. I'm like, you don't know the name of the show? Why is he getting his nuts cut off? Oh, I don't know. Something's wrong with him. My wife, she can't give directions. Been in Waco all her life. She can't give instructions, even though she's right there reading them. The first time I ever asked my wife to do something, I'm on the road and asked her to explain a football game. The person in the red got the ball. Who's in red? Oh, I don't know. She don't even know the names of the streets that she grew up on, but she knows the stores that you can turn on. I'm sorry. My wife country as hell.
Yeah, I better yet, your wife just probably would have said, motherfucker, you watching shit just like I am. Don't fuck with me. I ain't fucking with you. Why you fucking with me?
No, I wasn't watching it. I just drove by and he had a testicular lymphedema.
Yeah, I seen that before, man. That's the sad situation. You got big balls and little dick, man. You gotta put both of them together. God damn it, man. But it is what it is. I'm about to say Pharaoh King. Conspiracy brother, how was your day, man?
Oh man, my day is pretty slow motion. Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right. How did your thing you had at the shop went?
Oh man, it went pretty good. A lot of people came out, turned out, made some decent money, made some good connections, had a good time.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And of course, I know if y'all heard Paula, she's not on, but her father was in the hospital, so we want to send well wishes to Miss Paula. She said I read a text on her Facebook say that her father is out the hospital, but he's in recovery right now. So we want to send healing energy to Miss Paula and her father.
I didn't know the ex-wife's new marriage would affect him that much.
I ain't fuck with you, man. Damn it, boy. That's fucked up. Damn, that's fucked up.
Man,
all of you know you my dog.
Yeah.
All of you know you my dog.
But like I said, we sending healing energy, like Charlamagne the God always said. We sending healing energy to your father, man. Hope you make a full recovery and be back doing what he was doing. But as for me, brothers, man, the day went great. Long day, but I'm glad it's over with. Glad to be here so we could chop it up. Oh, damn thing went out on me.
That's what she said.
Wow. I got it back there.
So he used to working under this kind of pressure.
Yeah, I ain't puffy.
Wow.
Fellas, man, it's going to be a long conversation about this puffy situation, but we got some other things that I want us to talk about as well. And I said it out to you. Hopefully you did your little study. Got a couple of quick videos, but the puffy case started on Monday. I know we talked a little bit last week, Mad Professor. I know you said you don't give a damn. I know you don't, man, but it's in the news. So let's go ahead and chop it up about this puffy Puffy sexual trafficking case.
Urination, a blown up car, drugs, sex work, physical violence. Cassandra Ventura made some serious allegations against Sean Combs when she testified in his criminal trial over the course of several days. But how did this potentially help the prosecution?
Yeah, how did this help the prosecution? I'm coming to you first, Tim Dog, because I haven't listened to the actual process, the actual tape. You listen to other correspondents talking about it, and of course you hear some of the weird shit that they were doing. And Cassie, she's on the stand. I guess she's supposed to be their star witness. But what are your thoughts on Cassie Ventura's testimony so far?
Well, to me, it's like they're setting up their case. They're setting up the groundwork for, his lifestyle. He parties, he does drugs, he hit women before they actually go into, because right now they haven't really hit on anything as far as the charges that he's being with, RICO and sex trafficking. So I'm thinking that they're just setting up the scenario of Puffy. What went on, what's going on with him, how he manipulates people and do things. So that's what I'm thinking, because right now I don't hear much of anything about sex trafficking. I hear a lot of sex though.
Yeah. That's the thing I said. I haven't heard any trafficking as well. Conspiracy brother, your thoughts? How do you think that with them bringing Cassie up to be, I think she's the second. They had a bodyguard up there first, but Cassie being the second one, how you think her testimony is going so far in your opinion?
Well, like I said, if it was a domestic violence case and a case of the nasty motherfuckers, he'd be guilty as a motherfucker. But right now, like Tim said, they ain't doing nothing too spectacular. But again, it's just the beginning. They said it's supposed to be like 8 weeks. So they just
8 weeks
for the type of person he is to start getting into the nitty gritty of what he did. I'm assuming.
God damn, but you said the nitty gritty. Them motherfuckers don't got any nitty gritty.
You ain't got to the nitty gritty.
Them motherfuckers don't got.
So we still got to get into they still gonna probably get to the freak off parties, because they probably gonna call people about that, because every time somebody name a name, that's not full to come and testify. So I'm sure they didn't talk to all these people already. So yeah, it's gonna get interesting.
You won't see Jay-Z up there though.
I got you. Conspiracy, bro. You sound kind of muffled on my end. I don't know about y'all, my brothers, but he sound muffled.
It was kind of tearing up a little bit.
Yeah. So check your settings there, my brother. But what about you? About six conspiracy, brother. What about you, Mad Professor? Your thoughts on Cassie's testimony so far?
Honestly, it sounded like a hoe who mad her pimp beat her. That's all it really sounded like to me. I'm just saying it just sounded like a horrible relationship that she shouldn't have put herself into, and it's coming. And honestly, that's what it's coming out as. I'm sure there's some illegalities that'll come up in testimony, in a future time. But right now, all I hear is like everybody said, a bad relationship.
Yeah. And Tim Dog, you said it. You must be reading my notes again. But after 4 days of trial, you believe the prosecutors have built the groundwork, because you say they laid the groundwork for the sex trafficking case against Sean P. Diddy Combs. Because like I say, man, Professor, I'm agreeing with you. All I hear is, and I think Conspiracy Brothers say, if this was a domestic violence case, Puppy going under the goddamn jail.
Right.
But this is not a domestic violence case. This is a sex trafficking case. And from what I hear, this is just some freaky dicky motherfuckers getting freaky. More freaky than I ever been. But Tim Dog, has the prosecution started to lay that groundwork in your opinion?
I don't know, unless you hear the testimony of the people that they're gonna have come up. What I'm saying is, they laying down, oh yeah, he did all these drugs and sex, and then the next phase is probably, going from doing a freak off in New York or at his place to doing a freak off somewhere else. That's where I think they probably going to go to next, and that's where the sex trafficking charges come in.
Well,
right now, I'm saying they just
technically sex trafficking comes in if he's taking these people for the exclusive or not exclusive,
right,
expressly for sexual
against
favor,
their will,
against their will.
against their will. But
And that's
right
the
now,
problem I have with all of this. Everything that they're leaking, you've not heard anything that anybody doing anything against their will other than Cassie getting her butt kicked.
yeah, but
I think
see,
it's just
think about
it's
it, though.
more setting up for him his character.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
That's like for his character to show what type of person he is. So once they start bringing it out, then
But you
start putting the pieces together of okay, he was doing this.
Well,
so now
while
you see,
that's true, you don't convict people over their character. If you did, there'd be a lot of people in jail.
But we still have a lot of chance with a lot of time
you
to
still got
go.
a lot more
This
time.
is just the beginning. They said 4 months, so we ain't even gone 4 weeks.
But you know, Matt Professor, I got you brought that up because when Puffy, I guess when the defense got up there, they say that if you talking about him beating Cassie or him having these sexual type of parties, yes, that's what he did. He's guilty of that. Right. So he's already admitted to the part that, hey, I done did all this. So basically, the sex trafficking, the groundwork they're trying to lay, I'm already taking responsibility for that. So did that take some of the sting out of the prosecution case on your in your opinion?
Yeah, like I said, it may be deflection, but him admitting to something is not necessarily disproving that he did what they're claiming. It just kind of softens the blow, because like most of us said on here, or all of us, I think, said on here, what they presented thus far is not sexual trafficking. It's just not garden variety sex parties, but it's just sex parties.
Yeah. And I say the same thing. And I'm coming to you, Conspiracy Brother.
And shit, I'm sure some of us done been experiencing some of some of that.
No, we ain't that damn freaky. I know I ain't that freaky. God damn.
I ain't putting another man's semen on my nipples. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's just freaky shit. That ain't illegal shit.
That is illegal shit.
That ain't shit I'ma do.
And the only thing in the bed I do is at night if I'm sleeping, I don't know it. But
I got you. But that's going back.
How you sleep, somebody else semen gonna get on your nipples? What the hell?
What's up, Big Will? Man, thanks for joining us tonight, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But my question to you, Conspiracy Brother, just like I just said, and just like Matt Professor said, Puppy already said that, hey, I did all this shit. You know, we did this freaky deaky shit. I did the drugs. And then come to find out, he said he overdosed around the time when Whitney Houston, that was swept under the rugs. So basically, Cassie just telling the people the things that his defense already said, yeah, he's guilty of that shit. But the sex trafficking, nah, I don't know where y'all coming with that angle from. Your thoughts?
Well, like again, it's laying the groundwork because some of the jurors might not have heard these stories. So you have to lay the foundation for, even though we all know some of, we didn't know everything. So they, like I said, they just laying for, it's more about his character and how he treated people that was under him.
Right.
So, like I said, this next week we'll see. Maybe they'll start to bring out some more stuff. And like I said, I just think that she was there to lay character to who he is as a person behind the scenes. Is my mic good now? Am I good?
Yeah, you good. You sound better.
Yeah,
you sound better than you was. Yeah. So same thing to you, Tim Dog. You know, like I said, Puffy already said that, and you already say that.
But he lied about that before, that he didn't do none of that shit. So, you know,
he wasn't
until the tape came out. He was. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. But that tape came out like, oh, that was me.
Yeah, but that's another thing. You know, the tape came out. Of course, you know, you trying to win public opinion before. Then once that shit come out, you know, you got to say something. And that's what I say, Tim Dog. Now he's actually saying, yeah, I did that shit. But the sex trafficking, and going back to something the bad professor say, if they say, hey, we going to Orlando, do you want to come? And you get on the plane voluntarily, I ain't came to your house and grab you, throw you in the trunk of a car and took you to Orlando. No, I might have sent you the ticket. Right. But you came of your free will. And that's the issue that I'm having so far after the first week, 4 days. They ain't been a week, 4 days of the testimony. So Puppy already basically saying, I did it. I did that freaky shit, but that sex trafficking, nah, y'all got the wrong person. Go ahead, Tim Dow.
Sort of like what the Conspiracy Brother said. They're laying out the groundwork, you know, of his character, so that when they present evidence, they can always go back to Cassidy's statements, even if she's not there and she's having the baby, because everything's recorded. and they'll say, okay, can you read her statement about this and that? So that right there to me is just a plan for the prosecution. They lay out the character, and then once they hit them with the evidence that they have supposedly, and that's supposed to tie in to what they're saying at first. So, like for instance, Puffy, he does all these drugs and stuff, and then he said, well, where were you with Puffy when you had no drugs? Oh, we were in, Austin. You were in Austin. How you get there? He told me I need to come here, or he gonna kick my ass. Something like that. So they already say, oh yeah, he has a pattern of abuse. He has a pattern of taking drugs, and to me, that's what they're trying to do.
But does that make him
because also he got
a sexual predator and a sexual trafficking magnate, like they're trying to, or like they're trying to say?
He got arson charges. He got more than just the sex
trafficking. No.
They only charges that he got.
No, they only
right now we're only doing
three.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, and I'm glad you brought that, man, Professor. I heard what you're saying on Conspiracy Brother. Yeah, he got other, but that's not what they're trying to convict him on. They're trying to get him on the sex trafficking and the RICO. And with the RICO, I mean,
but that's the arson falls under the RICO. That's under the one of the RICO charges. So, like I said, it's all because he blew up. They allegedly say he blew up Kid Cudi's car, which somebody that Cassie was supposedly messing with. So all that's why they bring it here, because all of this is gonna come back around. Yeah, that's under the RICO.
No, well, you can say it is, but him blowing up a car, they trying to connect his business, his organization to all of this. That's what RICO is. It ain't just the individual. They trying to get his whole business.
Yeah, and that's what I'm about to say. I'm glad you brought that up, Tim Dog. And I'm going to ask you, man, Professor, because when you think of the RICO, isn't that when you trying to, like the mob? Okay, you the head person, but it's an organization, any money or whatever. But for me, this doesn't sound like Bad Boy Entertainment. The organization was doing this. It was the actual person doing that.
And that's what I'm about to say.
Wrong, tell me if I'm wrong.
They'd have to prove that the whole organization was started to do something illegal like that, rather than the music industry, like he was being in the music industry, rather like he was. Because RICO means, you're racketeering, you're influencing other crimes, and you're corrupt as an organization. That's what RICO is. That's the that's the acronym: racketeering, influenced, and corrupt organization. And that's the problem. They can't prove that none of that is actually happened, because unless they can prove that he was selling drugs to fund the
business,
they can't prove RICO.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Juan, I see you say you representing King, so you you tune in.
Represent them, dude.
Represent that. Y'all look alike. Y'all light skin alike, so you can represent for the brother. Go ahead. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, you go with that shit again.
I know you don't like that shit at all either.
Okay, but RICO applies to individuals and.
Man, don't be cutting me off, man. I'm talking shit about King.
I apologize, man. I was trying to explain the RICO.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Take over. Says that RICO applies to individuals and organizations involved in a pattern of racketeering activity. This includes a wide range of crimes such as mail fraud, wire fraud, bribery, extortion, and drug-related activities.
Okay,
but it requires to be connected to an enterprise, which is defined as a group of persons associated together for a common purpose of engaging in a course of conduct.
And I'm glad you say that, and I'm coming to you, Conspiracy Brother, because you basically said the same thing, Mad Professor. How does that relate to what's going on with the freak off, with the 10,000 bottles of oil, baby oil? For me, they went at it the wrong way. In my opinion, it shouldn't be a sex trafficking case. It should be a domestic violence, because, as far as I'm concerned,
take it out of the federal hands and it goes into the state.
Yeah. But the federal, I think they said we got 98% conviction rate. So after hearing that definition, do you? Yeah. Thank you. Do you believe that so far they're laying that groundwork to build that RICO case against some Puff P Daddy? Tell I've been drinking, fucking his name all up.
Like I said, they're doing. It's the character now, because like I said, they estimating 8 weeks, so we still got 7 more to go. So like I said, this is just to lay character to who he is, and then like I said, They already said they got people who they didn't talk to who could have been charged in the RICO, but they didn't flip. So we're gonna find out, what's the real deal. Like I said, they want the big fish. He started messing with them folks about his liquor, thinking he was bigger than them. They're about to show his ass.
And I'm glad you brought it up. Matt Professor, do you think that has something to do with it? Because as soon as he started that lawsuit against what was it? DeLeon, I think that was his liquor. Whatever one it was. No, that's Jay-Z to DeLeon, one of them motherfuckers. But as soon as he started that, that's when this shit popped out. And of course, Cassie came out and said he did this. She had the lawsuit. Then we saw the video. Do you believe that there's somebody behind the curtain that's pulling the string that want to mess with Puffy, or better yet, put him behind bars for life? In your opinion?
No, not one honestly would have nothing to do with the other. It'd be
okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. One, thank you. If it was anything, it'd be Johnson and Johnson's baby oil going after that.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, because in the alcohol business, that kind of shit happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing new about one brand suing another brand over intellectual property. So I don't think that has anything to do with anything.
I got you. I'm glad you brought it up. $10. What your thoughts? You think that have anything to do with it?
No, it's just a coincidence. Because Cassie, she had not harassment, but was it restraining orders against him at one time. And then when she went to the court to sue him, I mean, that's I think when everything started. The first time they settled that court case. I think that's when the federal government will say, "Hey, let's step into this." Somebody may have encouraged it, but I don't think it has anything to do with him suing the liquor company. No.
Let me ask you this, conspiracy brother. Do you think that the way that he settled so fast that made it seem like he was more guilty, and they were like, "Oh, this motherfucker, he did some shit."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because she filed it one day, then the next day, I don't think it was 24 hours. He settled. So you think that may have something to do with it?
Of course. But like I said, there's a lot of NDAs out there as well that keep other people from speaking on it. Because there's the one guy that got arrested in Miami, I think it was, that people then found out about his NDA. He got like $5 million from Puffy, and I think it was like 2007 or something like that for some shit that he did. So
now he got
like I said, there's a lot of people that probably can't speak on things that happen. But like I said, to me, there's no such thing as coincidence.
Yeah,
you go after them, and then all of a sudden your shit start crumbling. There ain't no coincidence that you go after these people with billions of dollars, way more money than you got, who didn't put you in a position, and now you want to go after them. Ain't no coincidence that all of a sudden this tape just pop out after years of not existing, then all of a sudden it exists.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. That's why we coach conspiracy, brother. I'm gonna ask you something, Matt, because I know you're not a lawyer, but how does the NDA work? I mean, if you sign an NDA, can you go back and just like now, let's say somebody signed the NDA and say, "Hey, I'm not gonna talk about what I saw." Can the government bring them and I guess the NDA don't exist anymore? I'm just curious.
No,
I know you're not a lawyer.
Because with an NDA, no matter who it is you speak to, you are responsible for the information that NDA is supposed to cover. So even if the government asks you, the only thing you can say is you'll plead the fifth.
Okay.
Because
not to incriminate yourself.
Not to incriminate yourself, because and not necessarily that everything that's covered under an NDA is criminality, but you're making yourself legally responsible for the information that you're holding on to, which means if you give that information up, there's something within that contract, monetarily or whatever. Well, it's normally just monetary that you're going to be responsible for.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you broke that down, man. Like I said, he's not a lawyer, so don't try to say bad for saying this.
And that's exactly what he said. What he said is right.
Okay.
And if you do say anything, then you are legally bound. I mean, it's a lawsuit can happen, but you are legally bound for the consequences of leaking that information or speaking that information, because it's a binding contract.
I got you. Next question I got for you, I'm coming to you, conspiracy brother. You know, because her husband was in there and he heard about all this freaky deaky shit, but he was her what was it? Personal trainer. Yeah. So he probably saw some freaky deaky shit. I think I saw something saying that he FaceTimed her and she was getting busy with Puffy at the time and they was talking. I'm like, God damn, that's some freaky deaky shit. But my question to you, conspiracy brother, and the rest of the brothers on the panel is, what mental toll had these last 4 days of this trial has affected Cassie's relationship with her husband, in your opinion?
Oh, I seen a video of a Dave Chappelle skit where he was on a date with a chick. And yeah. Like, what's the freakiest thing you've done? She's like, I had a gang bang. That's what.
Yeah. I started to play that video too.
That's how he's starting to feel right now. Like, God, you know. Yeah.
How many men you been in?
Once the curtains come open up, you don't know what show you're gonna see. So hey, he put a ring on it now, so and a baby in it.
Yeah, well, I think that's the second one. But coming to you, Matt Professor, what mental toll you think this is having on the husband? He probably knew some of this, but I don't think he knew the extent.
Quite honestly, he shouldn't have. I mean, Cassie was known for being passed around, so there ain't nothing that he should be like, oh my God, I didn't know. No, bro, you probably met her doing some of the shit that she's in the videos now, or that her life is coming out of her doing now. So there shouldn't be no surprise. That's like if you start messing with a girl that your boy told you about, don't be surprised at the shit that she do with you.
Yeah.
It ain't no fun.
Ain't that
the homies have?
Now, what we say?
Or vice versa, a dude with a chick, it don't matter.
Yeah. You know how we always say, man, there's always one, hey, let's have a get together, but they always want to fall in love. God damn.
Right.
Last name, last name Brown. Conspiracy brother. Ain't that Brown?
Get me your feet.
That wasn't Brown. Oh, okay, Brown. I apologize.
Yeah, man, stop telling people business, man. Put names and shit. Your ass about to be on trial. I'm about to hit you with a RICO. My ass with a snitcho. About to get the snitcho charge.
But Tim Dog, man. But Tim Dog, you know what mental? You know, because it got to be a mental drain because her sexual life is put on Front Street. You know, like you say, she's currently pregnant now. Now people are looking at him like, God damn, just like you said, conspiracy brother, with that Dave Chappelle skit when the young lady and what Dave Chappelle said, the richest thing I ever did was having unprotected sex, not wearing a rubber, with old gang bang here. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And then to come to find out, she said that she had multiple UTIs, sores in her mouth, all this type of stuff like that. So he got to have some type of mental drain, like, damn, I didn't sign up for this. Even though I got over $10 million, I ain't signed up for this goddamn bullshit. Tim Dog.
I mean, I'm sure he knew of some things, but when this comes out, I'm sure he's apprehensive a little bit, or if not a lot, because
apprehension is over.
yeah, pretty much. but it depends on how he really feels about her. You know, the love he may have, or, you know, the way he feels about it, because, you know, love can take away all of that, especially. Well, I guess in this case, you can turn a hoe into a housewife. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Not a public one, at least.
But
like I said, it depends on his mentality and his feelings for her. Me personally, if I'm in love with this person and I forgive them for their past, because we all have past and we've all made mistakes, I'm not going to judge her.
Yeah.
But if she tells me something different than what happened, and then I hear it in court, and my feelings are already, even though she may have my baby, I would be a lot apprehensive.
But see, that brings up like with Kanye and Kim when he was on social media arguing, fussing about her being naked and all her pictures and shit. Nigga, you met her like that. That's the reason you got with her, because you saw what she could do on film or on video. Yeah, so I mean, you know, if you're gonna be with her, you got to accept who she was or who she is and whatever the hell it is that she's done, unless she was a fucking serial killer. Yeah. So I don't. So saying that he should be apprehensive now, I'm more than certain she discussed a lot of this shit with him anyway. I mean, we weren't there, we weren't in their bedroom, thank God. Exactly. So you know, we can't say that he didn't know. I'm sure he did. You're not going to get with somebody and not and be intimate like that and not know their past completely.
He probably knew some, but not all.
Yeah,
Nah.
but I'm glad you say that, Mad Professor, because now I want to flip it, and like I want everybody to know that we're not taking sides. We just looking at the case because we don't know. Is it like you say, Mad Professor? I wasn't there. I wasn't in the bedroom. I didn't hold a camera. You don't know what I'm saying? I'm like the lady on the R. Kelly skit on Dave Chappelle. On the way I believe it, like Dave Chappelle, if his grandmother's holding the camera and have 2 forms of ID, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't there. But
a birth certificate.
Yeah, but I want to flip it because I want to go to her mental state. What's her mental state to get up there? Being that she is pregnant, putting this undue burden upon the baby, and she has to relive this over and over. What toll you think that's taking on her on Conspiracy Brother?
I think it might not take as bad of a toll as we think, because now she's finally getting to tell her story and get the shit off of her chest and be free of having to hold that shit in, because that shit can eat away at you if you gotta just constantly hold that shit in. So being able to get that shit out, it may help. Yeah. It's like going to therapy, just in the court of law. Okay,
your thoughts, Matt Professor? You think that the mental aspect that she's taking right now, because a lot of people saying that she's brave. She's brave now, but they was together for 10 years. You left, you came back, you left, you came back.
That's what I'm about to say. And I said that exact same thing when this shit first started kicking off. She was there 10 years, which means she either accepted what was going on or she was a part of it. So people saying she brave now, she only brave now because it started coming out. And because I fucking guarantee you, if nothing came out, we still wouldn't know it. So I don't want to hear this she's brave stuff. And as far as it affecting the unborn child, shit, that's the life she brought her child into.
Yeah. It's a good comeback story.
Fucking stop, Juan.
Yeah. Well, you see, he's here for King. But King don't say no shit like that, though. Pharaoh don't say no shit like that. Right. Same question, Tim Dog. Your thoughts? The mental aspect on her and the baby that she's carrying right now.
I'm sure there's some stress, but there's also some relief. Like conspiracy. Oh, excuse me. Eat your pineapple said.
Oh, eat your pineapples. Eat the pineapple anime.
But I mean, think about it. Yeah, she may have been in there for 10 years, and then she finally got out, and all of this before the trial, hounding interviews, people at her door, and now that the situation is happening, she's the second witness. She can get to say it and have her baby. I'm saying right now she's probably relieved, if anything.
And I think so too. I mean, like they say, you see a therapist to say things that you can't say to other people, but she's really saying it. But Matt Professor, I'm gonna come to you after this short video. You say something, because I want to know. She's not though. I guess when they met, they was young, but like you say, they was together.
She was young.
Yeah, she was young. But what I'm saying is, you get this right. What he said, if she was being charged, Lama did it, I bet she wouldn't be saying anything.
That's my point. That's my point.
God damn, y'all must be looking at my goddamn shit, because that is exactly what I'm about to say. Matt Professor, I'm gonna get your comment, because this was on the Boondocks. It was on the Boondocks, and it kind of
it kind of come back with some new ones, boy.
It kind of correlate with one another. So then I'm gonna ask you my question after this video.
Riley, it was a little girl.
Oh, I seen that girl. She ain't little. I'm little.
Yes.
Gary Coleman's little.
Yes.
Mini-Me is little.
Very.
And to the best of my knowledge, we all managed to avoid getting peed on so far.
But what about the victim?
Oh, yes, the victim. At what point does personal responsibility become a factor in this equation?
I don't think that...
I see piss coming, I move. She saw piss coming, she stayed.
Yeah, she did.
Hey, there it is, Mad Professor.
My favorite episode. If I remember right, that's episode 2 of season 1. If I remember right.
Yeah, that's the R. Kelly one. But my question is though, and this is the question right here. And Joe brought it up: was Cassie a victim or a co-conspirator in the actual freak off with P. Diddy? In your opinion?
And that's my whole thing. If you stayed 10 years, you're a goddamn co-conspirator. Because honestly, I said it right before Joe. If she had any problem with it, she could have left and stayed gone. or she could have gone to the goddamn police her damn self. So I don't want to hear this, oh my God, she's brave bullshit. I mean, granted again, as we always say, victims sometimes fall into the shit because they don't feel like they have any other choice. But I'm sorry, there's always a choice. There's always a choice in this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that from somebody who's never been in any kind of situation like that. So like I said, I'm just calling it from my perspective. There's always a way out of things. I'm sorry.
I got you. Conspiracy brother, your thoughts. Like I say, you know, we not, like I said, we wasn't there, but do you think she's a victim or a co-conspirator? Because some of the text messages that they read, hey, she say she wanted, hey, let's get a freak off on. And she was calling motherfuckers, hey, come on over. I mean, so now.
But she could have been doing that not to get her ass beat, to make him happy. If she didn't, she was gonna get her ass whooped.
But advertise.
So, you gotta look at the both. That's why they doing the character thing.
I got you.
Because she could have text messaged, but like, if she ain't texting about it, I'm gonna whoop her ass.
Well, couldn't those text messages have gone to the police?
Yes.
But they could have. But again, she was a young girl in a situation where he essentially was her financier.
She saw her way of getting fame and was hoping that it would never hurt and hoping it would never come back on her.
She had an album before they got together. She had dropped the album, and once they got together, she did nothing. She was just his girl. She wasn't even putting out no music after that point. So essentially, he was in a lot of situations where the guy is in charge of the finances, where the women can't go nowhere because they don't have any resources.
Was the album any good?
Anywhere. And
hey Joe, no, Puffy not getting that money back. That money dead and gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
So
that's gone. So yeah,
there's a lot of women that's been in the same situation where they want to leave, but they don't know how to leave. And with all his power, how it ain't easy when you got a man that got millions of dollars and will be able to track you down. It ain't like she a regular person like us. It's not like it's a regular situation. This is where she know the motherfucker tried to blow up somebody's car. She probably didn't seen him try and handle other motherfuckers, so she know what could come if she try and leave. So you can't just
Elizabeth
say
Smart was a kid when she was kidnapped for 9 months and she got away.
Yeah, and this is what I'm
tell me this adult with money couldn't get away.
And that's the same thing I'm about to ask you, Tim.
You don't know her mental state when he got with her.
I got you.
You can't.
Go ahead. Cause I'm going to cut you off, conspiracy brother. My bad. Go ahead.
Nah, you just can't. Like I said, there's a lot of women that have been in those situations where they can't do nothing, and they have to just because they don't know no better. Yeah. This is what they know. He's providing the lifestyle, and I'm scared. And eventually, she got tired of shit, and that's what happens when they get tired. They find a way out when they can't handle no more.
And this is what I'm going to ask you, Tim Dog. Is her father? Do she have any brothers or cousins? You can't call some of them and say, "Hey, this motherfucker whipping my ass. Come over here and beat his ass." I know he Puffy, but where were the family members while she was living through this hell? So, that boggles my goddamn mind, Tim Dog.
As much as I hate family violence, it's domestic violence. It's ironic that in a lot of her earlier text messages, she was encouraging this behavior. She was enjoying this behavior. Now, a normal person who's around a lot of people, she even had an assistant who helped her in situations when she was getting beat up. But not one person ever tried to take her away from the situation.
Yes.
Put her
in. All them motherfuckers knew.
Yeah, everybody knew.
Yeah.
Everyone knew. I'm sure. Trust me. Somebody knew and everyone knew. I'm not trying to blame the victim. I'm just saying that all these people knew she had all these opportunities. But what was the one thing stopping her from going there? After 10 years, she finally gave up. But what was that one thing all these years that was stopping her from doing anything about it? Love. She said she always loved him. She always wanted to make him happy. And maybe in her mind, she thought that was enough to probably change him. And then she realized it wasn't and said, enough's enough.
I got you. Hey, do you agree with that? What Juan just said?
That's what I was about to say. I agree with what he says to a point, she did act like a victim who had no rights in her victimhood, but it's not like I said, it's not like she was around him 24/7. She wasn't. He traveled quite often. She was
had a business to run too. Yeah,
exactly. She was away from him quite often. She could have always either called somebody or left, and she chose not to. And the time, and like you said 5 minutes ago, man on the street, she left and came back multiple times.
But think about this. I'm not trying to make this a similar analogy, but slaves, they weren't always with their master. They got beat. They still did their work. But what kept them there?
I can tell you. I can tell you what kept them. No, it wasn't fear. They didn't know where to go. They didn't have no place to go.
Because you know your ass gonna get caught, and that's the same situation with her. She's a celebrity, and like she's a regular person. She's standing next door to you. People know who she is, so she can't just disappear to another state.
That's bullshit. Because y'all keep bringing up mob mentality with this bullshit, acting like this fucking dude is somehow he's a mob. Y'all acting like this guy's a mob boss who can find anybody if they decide to disappear on him.
When you got millions of dollars. And you crazy?
He didn't do any of that though. He didn't make nobody. He didn't kill anyone.
And that's my point. Nothing of this shit happened without her knowledge, or I'm sorry, without her capitulation. She's a fucking part of it. Now she wanted to turn state's
so you're saying every woman that got beat is a part of the beating?
Yeah, but think about it. If you're going to do something dirty, you ain't gonna do it just for one part of it.
Everybody can't talk at the same time. But can I say this? Can I say this?
In fact, she left and came back multiple times.
But that's what I'm talking about. And that's the part I want to ask you. What do you say? Eat your pineapples. Is this? If she's setting it up, she's setting up the meetings to do these things. She's a co-conspirator. I understand. No, hold on. Let me just finish. Because that would be your chance to say, "Hey, man, I don't want to do this shit no more." And of course, the police. I hate to say this. This is the one time I think the police. A person like Puffy, they want to bring him down. Oh shit, we're gonna be on the front damn news. Hey, oh shit, you got shit on Puffy? Oh hell yeah, we about to bring his ass down. And that's the part that I seen that's strange to me. I can understand that some women, they can't do nothing else. They stuck in the situation. They keep going back. I can understand that. But like you say, though, I'm gonna go to Conspiracy Brother first. Then Tim Dog, you said what you got to say.
Gotcha.
It's the fact that she's well known. She's a singer. She has talent. So you trying to tell me that nobody was like, Cassie, you come over here and we got you. There's some motherfuckers that they got money that will protect her from a person like Puffy. So it boggles my mind. So she's setting up these shit. Say, yeah, telling Puffy, I want to do it. He's not instigating that. I knew they say that Puffy had a drug addiction problem. They said that he was telling motherfuckers to cut Cassie off because she had a drug addiction problem. So I know the mental aspect is very frail, but come on, she got to take some type of responsibility for her actions, in my opinion. Go ahead, Conspiracy Brother.
Again, when you living in fear and love at the same time, you're gonna do shit to survive. If I gotta say, I want to do this, so I'm gonna catch an ass whooping, I'm gonna send a text. Let's do it, because I don't want to catch this ass whooping. Again, she's probably been privy to the violence that he's been associated with violence since he's been on the scene, and violence is nothing new to what he's done.
I understand that. So I got you.
You gotta see it from her perspective. Probably seeing him handle people and do shit to people on a regular basis, where it's like, okay, this motherfucker really crazy. If I leave, he might actually kill me.
I got you.
Because he's trying to kill motherfuckers that like me. He's trying to kill people that like me. So this motherfucker love me. What you think he's gonna do to me? To me, it's more of a mindset than, I want to be here.
My problem with what Conspiracy Brother is saying is he's reading into the situation what hasn't been put out. And that's my issue with the whole thing. You're bringing up all these hypotheticals about he can kill somebody, he can do this, he can do that. As far as I know, all that shit's illegal. So if he threatened to kill somebody, that's fucking illegal. So her staying, like I said, her staying is her tacit capitulation in this situation. Whether or not she really wanted to fucking do it, she still fucking did it. And if she didn't want to do it, she could have easily left.
There are like you said that every woman
hundreds of people around the world who get themselves out of criminal organizations all the damn time and turn state's evidence. She didn't do that shit until recently. So stop playing her like she was the helpless victim in this shit. She was not.
I didn't say she was helpless. I'm giving you a different.
You just said she was helpless. She couldn't leave. That makes her helpless.
We're trying to take.
No, he said she was
scared.
But the question I'm
fair. No, if when you
and that's why I'm asking you, Tim Dog. And that's why I'm asking you, Tim Dog. I know they probably gave her immunity, but was she somewhat of a co-conspirator or anybody else that had knowledge of the situation and didn't say anything? But the only person that's on trial is Sean P. Diddy Combs.
My question is.
No, answer my question first.
No. I'm gonna answer your question. Trust me, I'm gonna answer your question.
Right. You're gonna ask my question with a question.
Why is she the only person that's saying this? You don't hear any other witnesses saying
because his baby mama dead.
Hold on,
she
now,
can't
man.
say nothing.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying too. But he dated more than just 2 women.
Right.
And Cassie is the only one making these statements. So that right there tells me, well, wait a minute. If she was that abused, then it would be a pattern, sort of like what the prosecution is trying to show, a pattern of his character. But she's the only star witness. Everyone else are witnesses to what happened to Cassidy. If you know what I'm saying. So if you're a person who is in RICO, racketeering and all that, you have multiple incidences. Not just one, multiple.
Again, so we in the first week, so we still got a long way to go.
Yeah, true. I was going to say,
true.
And maybe
that's true.
I said maybe they're going to bring some more, but she was their star witness. So that means that she would have more knowledge and information about the charges than anyone else.
Okay, and I'm glad you said that, and because I'm coming to you, conspiracy brother. This is my next question. Because with Puffy, he got to have a defense. And the defense, hey, they hit it with some bars as well. That's rap lyrics right there, bars. But they brought the heat as well.
Day 4 of Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking and racketeering trial got intense in a hurry, as Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura faced a blistering cross-examination, with defense lawyers using old love texts and steamy messages to challenge her claims of horrifying abuse. From freak-offs to jealousy to burner phones, it all came out in court.
See, it all came out. See, the defense, they got their own thing with the text message that I brought up earlier. But my question to you is, I know she's been on the stand, I think about 2 days or 3 days, about 3 days now. But has the defense showed enough so far for you to have doubt in Cassie's testimony, in your opinion?
Not really. Not really, because again, we seen the video, so we know there was abuse. So again, like I said, it just all she is for character purposes. She ain't really that essential to the case. She's more a character witness of who he is. So I hadn't really kept up with it too much, to be honest with you. But
I got you.
Like from what I've heard, I hadn't heard anything that would make me say, "Oh, he wasn't abusive. He didn't beat her. He didn't." So they ain't did nothing to disprove that he's abusive.
I got you.
Rico, that still remains to be seen.
And I'm glad you say that, because that's the next question I'm going to ask you, Math Professor. You just said exactly what I was about to ask the Math Professor. Everything that she's saying, yeah, it's domestic violence. But the RICO part, I can't put my hat on that. Math Professor, had the defense laid the groundwork to like, hey, this should have been a domestic violence case, not a RICO, in your opinion.
That's what I'm about to bring up. And that's what I was gonna say anyway. Yes, if they charge him with domestic abuse, easy victory for them. Easy. Yeah. But saying that he's a sexual trafficker because he's abusive is just like saying, because I speed when I drive, I go around shooting people. One has nothing to do with the other. So abuse doesn't beget sexual trafficking. There's a lot of abusive spouses and a lot of abusive partners around the planet. Not all of them are being charged with sex trafficking. And the only reason I say her testimony up to this point, which I really haven't paid a whole lot of attention to, is putting the defense put the prosecution case in doubt, is because going on what they've been releasing before the trial even started, there wasn't a whole lot of proof to say he was doing sexual trafficking anyway. So she hasn't added to the prosecution's case of sexual trafficking. Yes, she's added to it that he was a horrible asshole. Yes.
Yeah, horrible
but
person.
That's not what he's going on trial for.
They sure ain't asked for the case to be dismissed, though. If they thought that it was that,
they actually did.
This needs to be dismissed.
They did ask for it to be dismissed, but the judge.
And what happened? And they still in court because the judge has seen the evidence. So the judge feels that there's something.
The judges never see all the evidence before the trial start. That would be judicial impropriety.
Yeah, because I would say this. The reason why you can ask for it to be dismissed and it's up to the judge to say no, because Puffy is a big fish. I hate to say that. This is a trial. This is similar to the OJ trial. You don't think that they went and asked for the OJ situation? Hey, we want this case to be dismissed. Hell no. We got a chance to make a point about a situation like this. And they're gonna even if he's innocent or found guilty, we will never look at Sean P. Diddy Combs the same again. We will never look at Cassie the same way again. We will never look at her husband the same way again. Anybody else that gets up on that damn stand and testify, we will always have a second thought in the back of our minds about this situation. But Tim Dog, with Puffy defense, hey, we breaking out the tapes, we breaking out the text messages. Oh, so you don't think that they're laying this groundwork to say that, hey, this is the domestic violence? And I think we can all agree that Puff is a horrible person. But we can all agree on that. But in my mind right now, I can't say that he's guilty of trafficking anybody.
Right.
We only a week into it. That's why
I agree with you. I'm just saying, I say this week. I'm
gonna hold my peace until more shit come out, because like I said, there's still a lot of people that have essentially bought their way out of jail by testifying against him.
I got you.
But see, and testifying.
And that's what I'm saying right there. They're testifying, so they don't want to go to jail. So they're part of the conspiracy as well. And that's what I'm saying.
That's how all cases work. You need snitches for the case to work.
You need all the snitches, but somebody goes. Yeah, somebody's telling, but somebody else need to be on trial just as well. Like I say, for me right now, I don't see it, but they're laying the groundwork. Tim Dog, you brought it up earlier. So your thoughts with the defense and the way that they're going at Cassie right now?
Well, they're attacking her
character as well.
Yeah, not just her character, but her choices. And you don't be in something for 10 years, and not have a way out if you want it. And she's the only girlfriend of his that's claiming that. And his ex-girlfriend, his kid's mother, Kim, she got sick and died from her illness.
I just said she dead. I didn't say nothing. See, I just said she dead. I ain't said nothing else. And you
but you're interjected in that you're trying to make a connection with
right.
It.
And that's what the problem.
Stop trying to play innocent.
I object. I object.
She's dead. I said she's dead.
I object. Your Honor, please strike that from the record, because he is out of order.
She dead and she can't speak.
No, I guess let me say this, Tim Dog. No, I guess what they're saying is you're playing apples and oranges, because you're saying that she's dead and she can't testify. Okay, but that don't have anything to do with what's going on right now.
Correct.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right,
you can't say
now.
No, exactly. But Puffy's on trial now.
But is he charged for murder?
Yeah, exactly. Nope. Okay, so you can't say, because
we don't know.
See, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, conspiracy brother, you're saying that shit is trying to interject something in the case that's not even been brought up. So
Yep.
you're trying to.
Hey.
In fact, if you were in
We
court,
again,
like
we don't
Tim
know.
Dog
It's
said,
only a
They would-
if
weekend.
you were in court and
It's
said
only
that
a
shit
weekend.
again, Tim Dog would have said, "I object," and they'd
I
have put you.
object.
In,
It's
they'd
only
have
a-
thrown you
Yeah.
in jail for
And the
what's
judge
It's
the
would
only
say,
a
and the
weekend.
judge
I
would
agree
say,
with you.
Y'all defending him like he
Sustained.
y'all boy.
No,
It's
we
only
not.
and you
a
trying to
weekend.
convict him like
no,
he not.
no,
So
no.
that's
But
the
That's
point
my
is we're
job.
going on what the evidence
He
guess-
is
ain't my
guess-
boy.
consistent.
I guess
He
what I'm
ain't my
saying
boy.
is,
I don't know that nigga.
I guess what I'm
Man,
I
saying.
just know what
What do you
they
call
say
a black
allegedly.
man voting for?
Well, I guess what I'm
47?
saying. No, well, I guess what I'm saying is what I'm saying is we haven't heard
damn,
all the
Juan.
facts.
Stop.
They haven't brought up saying Puffy killed Kim Porter. So for
Right.
you to say that now,
Find out
that
what's up.
that's
I didn't say that. See,
You
I didn't say
did.
that. I just said she
Yes,
was dead.
you
No, I didn't say he
did.
killed her. I said she was dead.
And
I
then
said
you also
I
say,
said she was dead. No,
but
I
then you
never
also
said he
say,
killed her.
no,
I never
but
said-
you also say,
We
but
need-
you
we
also,
need to-
no,
That was
I'm
the
telling
first
you
thing
what
you
you
did.
said.
Yes,
But did you
did.
also say,
Yes, you did.
that it may come out? We
Yep.
don't know
Right.
yet. That's
Right.
what you said.
Again, we don't know. Allegedly, that's what.
Again, you're trying to
that's it. I
taint the
said
jury.
Allegedly.
Yep.
I'm just
Yep.
trying to tell you.
And
Contempt
I
of court.
object.
That's what I was
Sustained.
thinking. Contempt
Yeah,
of court.
contempt
I
of court.
object. Sustained.
Hey, I never.
Right.
Y'all said that because that's what y'all heard. I said she was dead.
I got you.
That's what I
Well,
said 2 times. We can rewind the video. We go back and watch this.
I'm gonna
Let's
rewatch.
be honest. Let's be honest, though, Joe.
See,
Who the fuck
put
is Al B.
that comment
Shore?
back up. Put that comment
Oh,
back
Who is
up.
Al B. Shore?
That was a long comment.
Who is Al B. Shore?
Hold on,
Somebody,
I gotta
who-
find it.
somebody who was mad he lost Kim.
And day,
Yeah.
He was mad. He was mad.
Yeah, he did
somebody,
say
He
that.
was mad.
I remember
Somebody
that.
took
See?
Kim from his
Okay,
ass.
so look.
So don't use a jilted
so
lover as
somebody-
your.
some-
Don't use a jilted
somebody
lover
that's
as
in
your
the
evidence because you will
situation-
always fail.
But somebody that's in a situation said it.
No,
Yeah,
he
but
wasn't
the
in
deal,
the
but,
situation.
but,
Was
but,
it proven?
yeah, but that's the thing
Him
though.
and Kim Porter was together before.
Yeah,
Was it
but
Right.
Porter
the-
was with
So Kim
Cassie.
but
left
the
him
case
for
of this
Diddy.
though, but for me, conspiracy brother, for me, I could say anything about somebody. If Kim was alive, who's to say that? No, Al B. Shore. And why did he say that before she died?
Right.
Why didn't he say any of this before she died? I didn't see.
he been
No, hold
saying
on,
this
hold
shit
on, hold
for
on,
the
now, hold on,
longest.
hold on. But I ain't never seen him in the news that yeah, Puppy's whipping Kim ass. I feel for her life. Why would he have her son? Why would he have his son,
In that-
the oldest son, stay with Puppy?
Right.
Mhm.
Y'all got
I'm
to look
just
into
saying,
all the details of
Because
what's
they
going on.
love
It's
people like
it's more
And
than
Kim.
what
see,
they
you have
said
no
in the
details in
case.
trying to bring a, and you have
You
no
have no
details in
evidence.
Funny
trying
thing
to
is, you
make
don't
a-
care
an
about the
opinion
case,
on it.
but you know more than I do. And I done seen more shit than I can guarantee I done seen more shit about this than you.
And,
all
you're
I-
mis-
guarantee
and
that.
the sad thing is you're misconstruing everything that happened to fit your narrative.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
tell
that's what
y'all,
I'm saying.
mama, y'all need to
I'm
stop.
not fitting your
in jail.
narrative. I'm not
And-
fitting your narrative. I'm
I'm
going
calling
to
Like
your
I
y'all
said,
mama.
narrative.
y'all
Stop
gonna
it.
see when the shit come out, y'all be like, oh, okay. That's
Hey,
all I'm
it's like
saying.
the-
this the
flat
thing
earth.
though. But this the thing though. See, I'm waiting for it to come out. I'm not
Right.
going to jump to conclusion because, like I say, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't. We don't have a dog in this fight. All I can say from right now, after these first 4 days, is that Puffy was a horrible boyfriend, a horrible man to treat a woman like that. And for right now, I can't say that he killed Kim Porter because I don't have no proof of that. I cannot say that Puffy is leading a RICO case because they haven't shown that. Now, who's to say that in a week, just like when the first we talked about Puffy, I didn't see the video. I say allegedly. But then when I saw the video, I like, yeah, Puffy whipped her ass. Yeah, Puffy did. You see what I'm saying? So until
so
I
y'all-
see that, until I
You
see
can't speculate.
until I see, yeah, I can't speculate. And that's what I'm saying. I'm going day by day. And right now, Puffy is a bad human being. Right now, in my eyes, with Cassie, she was a conspirator in some of that shit. Right now, I feel bad for her. I think that she should have got away much greater. Her family let her down, her friends let her down, and she let herself down. Because if Puffy had did all that shit to her, all she needed was a gun, and she had pliable defense that he was whipping my ass to put his ass 6 feet under.
Battered girlfriend syndrome.
That's just my opinion. But hey, the case is gonna keep coming out. But fellas, Plies is one of my favorite dudes, man. And I thought I was freaky. I think Plies say this best because I didn't know I wasn't a freak like Puffy and goddamn Cassie.
Hey, listen, I didn't just motherfucking realize something, boy. These last couple days, not just the last couple days, probably the last month. When it come to this sex shit, I really thought I was motherfucking doing something. Like, like I really thought a motherfucker couldn't out freaky me. That's just what I motherfucking thought. Like, and I've realized, just paying attention, I really ain't been doing a motherfucking thing out here, man. I thought pulling a little motherfucking hair and slapping on some ass and making a motherfucker look at it going in and out, talking nasty, and getting in the motherfucking mirror in the shower, on the motherfucking counter in the kitchen. I really thought I was motherfucking doing something, man. I motherfucking realized, boy, it's different motherfucking levels to this shit. I'm really on motherfucking JV. I don't know if y'all got JV sports where y'all at. That mean the motherfucking here, and then you got varsity, the motherfucking big boy. I motherfucking realize I ain't even on motherfucking varsity yet.
So, fellas, my question to y'all is, hold on, I gotta find it, man.
I was like, damn.
Hey, my question to y'all is this, man. Do y'all agree? I'm coming to you back first. Do you agree with Plies that we are in JV league when it comes to our sexual adventures? After hearing some of the stories of the Sean P. Diddy Combs case.
Honestly, I'm gonna say this. I lost listening to him after the third time he said after that stupid ass giggle he was fucking doing. But here's the thing. No, you're not in JV. None of us are in JV when it comes to our sexual exploits, because our sexual exploits are controlled by the amount of money we have. When you have money like Diddy, you can do certain things that most normal people not gonna do or can't do.
Yeah.
So I don't consider myself JV, and I ain't done a third of the shit because, again, I don't have the resources to do any of that shit.
Okay, I got you. What about you, conspiracy brother?
I'm a varsity in my own league.
Your own team.
Exactly.
Yeah, that P Diddy shit.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the shit he was doing, you ain't gotta have money to do that.
Exactly.
To get escorts, but shit, that's a whole nother story.
You need drugs.
The thing about it is that's some nasty shit, because you ain't gotta have money to rub some nut on your nipples. You ain't gotta have money to do that.
You do. You do. Because I'm sorry, if you broke and do that shit with another nigga nut, you not eccentric. You fucking gay or weird.
And
when you wealthy,
he's all those things. Money don't change that. He still is that. That shit just nasty. That's just some shit above my pay grade. That's what that is.
Pay grade. What about you, Tim Dog?
Not getting to that shit.
Hey, all I know is I need to go to the school of Diddy of hard knock sex.
No, you don't.
I want to go to his summer camp.
No, you don't.
No.
But I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking the same thing applies. Well, like, man, I'm a lightweight freak.
Man, please. We say,
I ain't even Juan, hold on, time out. Juan, didn't I tell you no fucking cameras? Didn't I tell you no cameras 2 weeks ago, Juan?
I'm damn out here doing that shit for free.
Didn't I tell you no cameras before, Juan?
But I guess
nothing for free.
I guess I say the same thing, man. That shit too freaky for me, man. That too goddamn much, man. But man, thank you for that conversation, man. It's levels, and I'm not on that level. I'm still in. I'm in JD. No. Yeah. But like Matt Fester, that's just the nasty shit. Hey, that shit too freaky. I don't give a damn how much money you have. Some people broke, they do that nasty shit. I'm not on that level. I'm not on that level. That's too goddamn much, man.
And if you broke and doing that kind of shit, you are doing something wrong in your life, because you should be getting paid.
Exactly. But yeah, but like I say though, we all have our opinion about this situation. I'm gonna hold I'm gonna do week to week or day to day.
I'm glad you learned your lesson from last time, goddamn it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going day to day. So right now it's even, because I haven't seen anything with the racketeering charges. But if you was to say that this was a domestic violence case, oh Puffy, you going to jail. You about to be somebody bitch. Oh, I'm telling you about to be somebody bitch. And her family members, shame on y'all. Because if y'all knew this shit was going on, or her friends or Puffy friends, hey, I don't feel y'all need your ass whipped. Y'all need your ass whipped, knowing that this young lady was getting her ass whipped and had to go through this hellhole.
Which one you want?
RJ and Kim.
Hey, me and Mad P are the new RJ.
He Kim, obviously.
Yeah, I guess.
Shit. He said before he likes taking back shots.
I guess, man. I
Get
guess. Man.
lubed up with that oil.
Let's get serious, man, before we go to the after show, because there's something going on and a lot of people are really not talking about. I haven't heard it in the news. Unless you like us that follow politics, except for you conspiracy, brother. I think this is something that a lot of people should be paying attention to. And I'm talking about birthright citizenship.
Birthright. That's a big one.
Tonight, the Supreme Court grappling with one of President Trump's most controversial moves, his day one executive order revoking the right to citizenship for every baby born in the United States.
Just absolutely ridiculous, but, we'll see. We have very good grounds.
Federal judges in 3 states have ruled the ban on birthright citizenship violates the Constitution's 14th Amendment, issuing nationwide injunctions, blocking it from going into effect. The administration today arguing those nationwide injunctions are judicial overreach.
We have the government racing from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, having to sort of clear the table in order to implement a new policy.
Justice Samuel Alito sounding sympathetic.
The practical problem is that there are 680 district court judges, and they are dedicated and they are scholarly, and I'm not impugning their motives in any way, but sometimes they're wrong.
But Justice Elena Kagan says the ban on birthright citizenship is different because all the courts seem to agree the ban is unconstitutional.
This case is very different from a lot of our nationwide injunction cases in which many of us have expressed frustration at the way district courts are doing their business.
Under questioning from Justice Brett Kavanaugh, the lawyer for the Justice Department, conceding the administration has not fully determined how the ban would work.
On the day after it goes into effect, this is just a very practical question how this is going to work. What do hospitals do with a newborn? What do states do with a newborn?
I don't think they do anything different. What the executive order says in Section 2 is that federal officials do not accept documents that have the wrong designation of citizenship from people who are subject to the executive order.
How are they going to know that?
The states can continue to, the federal officials will have to figure that out.
How?
And Justice Sonia Sotomayor noting the High Court has repeatedly reaffirmed the right to citizenship for every child born in this country.
So as far as I see it, this order violates 4 Supreme Court precedents.
Yeah, it's already a precedent there, and I don't know why Trump is trying to do this. Some of his kids are goddamn birthright citizenship because his white ex-wife, they wasn't citizen when they were born. So my question to you, Matt Professor, and the rest of the panel is, what are your thoughts on Trump's birthright challenge being heard at the Supreme Court? Your thoughts?
I mean, it just shows where this man. It shows that the people who want to claim, oh, he ain't racist, is a goddamn lie, and they know it. The fact that people like him wants to bring this up, and let me give you a list of certain fucking people who have certain birthright citizenship: Nikki Haley, Ted Cruz, Chris Van Holten, Dahlia Ramirez, Sheila, whatever the fuck her name is, McCormick. All Republicans, all birthright citizens, all elected officials. And Ted Cruz and Nikki Haley are 2 of the people that's been trying to end the shit that got them citizenship. So the fact that and I like listening to some of these people who want to talk about birthright citizenship, saying that it was only brought up because of slavery. Yes, it was brought up because of slavery, but that's not the only reason. They also brought it up because of Native Americans. And I believe the Supreme Court heard a case of Win Amok or some Asian name like that, a person who wasn't born, who had a child here, and they wanted to kick that person and the child out, and they brought it up to the Supreme Court to uphold birthright citizenship in the 1800s, right after the Civil War. It wasn't done just because of black people and slaves. It was done because the governments didn't want to give citizenship to Native Americans who were already fucking here, and they didn't want to give they didn't want to give citizenship to slaves. But it wasn't just about slavery. It was about everybody born here, which is why the amendment says every person, not every citizen. Every person born in this country is an automatic citizen if that's the way the parent wants to raise that, wants to have that child what's the word I'm looking for? If that's how they want to have them classed when they're born, which is why Ted Cruz is not a Canadian, because he was born to Cuban parents in fucking Canada.
Yeah,
so
and that's the same thing. Not to put him on blast, but he said the same thing. He can't be president. That's the same thing as Pharaoh King. He's born in Germany.
Right.
So yeah, Japan. He was born in Japan. He's born in Japan. He's born in Japan.
I don't think has. I think Japan doesn't have.
He was born on the
birthright
military base,
citizenship.
though.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But it's
being
still,
on the military base.
But that's still not. He still had to get a. He said he still can't run for president because he wasn't born on the soil.
On the soil, yeah.
Yeah. He said that. He said I can't be president because I wasn't born on the soil. He said I had a green card. Yeah. He said I had a green card. Trust me. He said I had a green card to be able. But I know you don't follow politics in that angle on Conspiracy Brother. What are your thoughts on this Trump trying to end birthright citizenship, knowing that his damn kids benefited from that when they was born here and their parents wasn't citizens of the United States?
I got my citizenship.
Thibodeau, your thoughts? I'm gonna come back to you because I got a question for you, but Thibodeau, I'm gonna ask you this first. What are your thoughts on the birthright citizenship?
Overreach. Once again, it's felon 47 out there seeing how far he can go. And he thinks that the Supreme Court is going to back him every time, whereas they haven't. And that's all he's banking on. I'm going to push the limit. I'm going to push the envelope. I'm going to push whatever to try and get what I want done for America. And to me, that's all it is. He doesn't care if it goes through or not. He just wants to see how far he can go with it.
I got you. And Matt Professor, I'm gonna put the question up so you can read it. I'm gonna read it first, then I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna ask you something else because what Kavanaugh said. Do you believe that this is just another racial attack of people of color in the U.S.? And the question that Kavanaugh goes back to you, Conspiracy Brother. He say, Kavanaugh, when the baby is born, how do you know that they belong here? So basically, from what I got is Kavanaugh is saying is how you know. So basically, if the baby is not of color, that's a citizen. So if he's of color, we need to say the paperwork or the parents. So Conspiracy Brother, I want you to answer that after the Mad Professor. For me, they're already saying that, hey, if a person of color is born, we want to check their parents' citizenship. So, and like he said, like Kavanaugh said, how you know that? You don't know.
Well, it's a way of doing stop and frisk on infants, and the problem with it is, like it's look at what happened earlier this week with this jackass bringing in these 20-something South Africans to give them a path to citizenship.
Yeah,
but he ain't racist. And see, that's the whole issue is he's doing this shit because, yes, a lot of people of color come illegally into the country. Yes. But if you want to deal with illegals, deal with it the right goddamn way. In fact, it would have been dealt with a year and a half ago when Biden started the bill that would have secured the border. And he said, no, Republicans, I need y'all to turn this shit down because I don't need him to have a victory before the election. So, the bullshit about now you want to end birthright citizenship. I mean, honestly, this all goes to, and I don't give a fuck if people don't like me saying this or not. It all goes to this sorry piece of shit baby man who wants to be Hitler. Hitler started this shit the exact same way, getting rid of birthright citizenship in Germany for other races that weren't white. And he's just going by the exact same goddamn playbook. He wants to jail people with dissident voices. He wants to jail people that don't look like him or don't agree with him. That's all this asshole is doing. He's trying to become a despot. And honestly, the sad shit is he set up the courts to allow it to work. And then the court said, hey, stupid ass, you have immunity for anything you do.
Yeah.
So and people can't be surprised that this shit is going on. And the fact that he wants to end birthright citizenship is because he thinks he's bigger than the Constitution.
Yeah. And that's why I'm coming back to you, Conspiracy Brother, because the way that the Justice Kavanaugh of all people asked him, and this not you. You say you're a citizen, but when your kids have a child, and they want to challenge him, how do we know that the baby is a citizen of the United States? Because it's a child of color now. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's what I heard with Kavanaugh. How do you know? So now they're going to check your son that you're a citizen. Now we checking the paperwork for his kids to make sure that he's a citizen. You understand what I'm trying to say? So now that's out the window because like the judge, Judge Kavanaugh asked, how do you know? Well, we don't know. You understand what I'm saying? So now your kids got to prove that they're a citizen of the United States, and their kids, they got to prove that their kids is actually a citizen of the United States. Your thoughts?
I really ain't got much on this topic, to be honest.
Oh shit, I got him quiet. Oh, there was conspiracy on that one. Oh,
I can say, because to me that can affect people who go over and get a wife in Germany or Ukraine, and they come back and have a baby here, but that's going to affect them as well. So
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you.
But that's part of it. I'm not. That's a part of it too, though. I'm not assuming about me because I don't know. I can't.
No. I'm not gonna let you slide with that one. No, I'm talking about people of color. No. I'm talking about.
But this is more than about people of color.
No. I'm gonna tell you right now.
They said this is just for black people. That what they said?
What I'm saying is 99% of the time, if you look like them and they say, oh, he's an American citizen. But if it's a person of color, they're gonna be thinking, no, I don't think so. We need to check his paperwork to make sure that he's a citizen before we stamp it U.S. citizen. And that's why, and that's why I say that with this birthright citizenship. With ending this birthright citizenship, it's a slap into everybody's face, whether you come here illegal or not. The Constitution says that if you're born on American soil, you are automatically American citizen. And Trump is trying to change that.
And maybe like I said this a long time ago, that they can go over there, have babies, get a woman from Russia, come over here, they have their Russian baby, and still have a Russian mindset, look white, get into politics, and start tearing shit up. So that could end that. So it's multiple levels. It's not, to me, it's not just a color thing. I can't, like I said, I don't. But for you,
I'm gonna let you.
It's a color thing.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this then. Why is it that none of the illegal Irish, Russian, nor other European country citizens are being deported out the country, are being deported to that prison in El Salvador, just people of color?
Fuck if I know.
Because it's about color. You don't want to say it. You just don't want to say it, but it's about color.
It's all good. I got to get Tim Dog in here. Let me get Tim Dog. Go ahead. Finish your thought. I'm going to get Tim Dog.
Like the people that's in charge.
Exactly. So it's about color. Tim Dog. So it's about color. Tim Dog.
Again, I already said what I had to say, that it's going to stop people from going over there, getting a woman pregnant, bringing them back over here, having a baby with a mindset of bringing down this country from the inside.
Because, in fact,
because the white people are in charge.
I just looked it up.
So if Putin say we're gonna start we got these women here so they can come marry, but they for us. They go over there, raise this baby, and indoctrinate them to a Russian mindset versus an American mindset, and they look the part. They can move through the system much easier than
that shows
somebody
racism.
of color could.
But conspiracy
That's
brother,
racism.
Conspiracy brother, I know you say it's not about color, but you just told the story. It's about color.
No,
Exactly. They look like us.
You look like us.
Explain why. I just explained why it's. I just explained to y'all why, but y'all so stuck in wanting it to be about color.
But you just said it was about color.
Y'all said about deporting. I said about going over there, having babies, and coming back.
I got
That's
you.
what I said.
Tim Dog, get in here, Tim Dog.
Y'all missing that whole point, and y'all stuck in black color.
You just said it was about color. We just going about what you said.
You say. I just said.
You asked me why why
I got
people
you.
of color
Okay.
getting deported. I said, I don't know. And y'all
I
said,
got
"Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
I told you what I think.
I got you. Okay, Tim Dog. We get you in here, Tim Dog. Tim Dog, what you got to say?
Not y'all. I'm
Well,
not y'all mind
once
skin
again,
color.
once again, this is just a man who thinks he's brilliant, like Hitler, thinks that he can bring the master race together, like Hitler, who thinks that he's the best thing since sliced bread, like Hitler, and thinks that he can tell everyone and what to do, like Hitler. That's all he's about, power and money. Whatever happened to the president not investing in himself while he's in the office? This man is making deals for his business while he's in the office. That is a conflict of interest. But yet there's no oversight on it. There's nothing. And to me, that is what the biggest shame and sham is. That's all I got to say.
I'm gonna say this, man. The Constitution is there for a reason, and you know, the Constitution for a reason. It lays down the ground rules, and for him to try to change the ground rules to his favor, because we all know that America is becoming more ethnic than ever. There's more brown and black people in America than there ever been, and they even say that. You listen to some of these people on the far right, they even say that, hey, we don't like what it's going to. And we need to get back to where we're actually in charge. So with Trump doing this, with Trump doing this and trying to end birthright citizen, knowing that his kids benefited from that, it's a slap in the face to the Constitution. And he already said that when the reporter asked him, "Do you feel as though that you need to?" He said, "I don't know." What kind of shit is that? If any other president had said that, he would have been crucified on the right and the goddamn left. But the right is so scared that Trump will put somebody off to run against them and they lose their paycheck, they keep quiet. So this issue right here is just effed up to me. Go ahead, man, Professor.
And that's what I'm about to say. That's the sad shit about this is he has their, and I said this before the election last year, is he has them so afraid to lose their money that he's bringing in, because he's bringing in a ton of money. Now, he's not bringing in money for them. He's bringing in a whole lot of money for himself. He's not sharing that shit with them, but he's so afraid. They're so afraid of losing it. Like the jackass maggot governor here, he wants to have somebody run against Bill Cassidy because Bill Cassidy voted to impeach Felon 47 because of not September 12th,
January 6th.
because January 6th.
Yeah.
How about in Georgia with Kemp?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, these fucking people, they're so afraid of losing the base of idiots that this man built, not realizing how much of a house of cards this shit is, because this son of a bitch is he's kind of like mythical creatures and mythical gods. If you ignore them, they go to hell away. And I've been saying that for 4 or 5 years now. Ignore his ass and he will go away.
Go away. Yeah.
That's why he keeps doing rallies, so that his people don't forget him. That's why he's always in front of a camera, so his people don't fucking forgive him. How much work is he getting done always being in front of a camera? Because you never saw Obama do a rally. You never saw Biden do a rally. Shit. Until this asshole, you never saw any president hold a weekly rally.
Yeah.
But he has to hold a rally because he knows if he goes away, he's done.
Yeah. And then I remember this before we go to our closing statement. He even said that I think Joe Biden or Obama was signing executive order. He said any president that's signing all these executive orders, they don't want to govern. But he signs more executive orders than anybody in the history of presidency.
He signed more than in this term alone. He signed more than Obama did in 8 years.
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, man, good conversation, my brothers, man. God damn it, boy, I'm glad y'all was on it tonight. Pharaoh King, you missed a good damn show. Miss Paula, you missed a good damn show. But fellas, you know what's coming up next. We got the after show called Ashed Out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, we ain't done yet with Two Cigars and a Blunt, because we want y'all to stick around, because we be showing stupid shit like this. Yeah, you want to stick around because we show stupid shit like that on Ashed Out, because that's what we do. We don't have no set. We don't have no set format in Ashed Out.
That motherfucker got hemorrhoids now.
Yeah, we try to go straight. We try to go right, but 99.9% of the show, that shit always go effing goddamn left. But before we go, Before we go, what Juan say? Juan say. So he had a good show without King.
That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame.
I say I wanted King to be here, man. That's exactly what I
That's a
say.
damn shame.
What he say? Got them butt grapes. Juan is goddamn stupid. But before we go, you got to ask the mad professor. Tell him why you mad. Mad professor, tell him why you mad, my brother.
Well, here's the thing. Today I'm not so mad. I'm not really mad today. Yeah. See, yesterday. No, let me tell you. Let me explain myself, please. Yesterday here in White Castle, Louisiana, the Nottoway plantation burned to the ground. And I mean burned.
I saw that.
It cost $80,000 to build, which in today's money is $2.24 million, and was commissioned by a slaver named John Hampton Randolph, who upon completion had the plans for the mansion burned because he didn't want nobody else to copy his mansion. Now
so
here's the thing.
you.
No, I ain't get laid. No, that won't change my mood, Juan, just to let you know. But here's the thing. He didn't approve secession from the United States, but he approved of slaves because he owned almost 400 slaves at one point. So when the Confederacy began, he sent his sons off to fight for the Confederacy and lost the oldest one to fighting in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Now here's the thing: when the war started closing, he decided he was going to move to Texas. So he left with 200 slaves to Texas to open up a cotton farm and left his wife and youngest kids in the mansion, hoping that nobody would burn the bitch to the ground. Now, between then and yesterday, it was sold 8 times, always staying in the hands of a white person, of course. And yesterday when it burned, all the white people in this state were crying about it, upset about them losing part of their history. Fuck you. I hope the rest of these motherfuckers that was built on the backs of slaves burn, because most of them are still owned by white folks, still making money off the backs of black people who work in them. And that's the only people I'm sorry for, the people that worked in them. Still worked and worked to make money for the ancestry of slaves. And now you want to whine that part of your history is gone. Good. Your history needs to be fucking gone. You just don't want to be reminded of how horrible you've been in fucking history. So cry your tears all you want. I'm clapping this shit up for me and my goddamn ancestors. And again, I hope the rest of these fucking plantations burn to the goddamn ground.
And that's why we call him the Mad Professor, because he always going to tell us why he's mad. I got to get you
perturbed today.
I got to get you on conspiracy, brother, because you don't have no segment. I don't know. I'm gonna call you conspiracy. Goddamn, Tim Dog, man, you not even gonna get
that's
a
$20
tonight.
That's $20.
That's $20.
Man, like I can control it.
Yeah, man, you could go to the side. Goddamn, you nasty motherfucker. I'm gonna start calling you P Diddy. I'm gonna start calling you P Diddy. You goddamn P Diddy. You probably pissing on motherfuckers right now. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. We went from a belt to pissing on people. God damn.
I want to piss on you.
Yeah.
Piss.
God damn.
On you.
Yeah, conspiracy, bro. I gotta get you a segment, man. I'm gonna let me know what you want to call it so I can make a video.
What the fuck do I believe in?
I don't believe shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm gonna call it too. I'm gonna find that shit. I'm gonna make that shit up. But ladies and gentlemen, we always like to leave you with something, think about something funny, or better yet, where the fuck Tim? I shouldn't even give you a goddamn time to shine. Where the fuck Tim Dog get that from? What you got for tonight, Tim Dog?
Well, when I was growing up, my mom, she didn't allow us to have pets. No dog. No
she had you.
Yeah, and we pissed on you. So anyway, the only thing we were allowed to have were fish. But as I got older, I was like, man, fuck that. I want some aggressive fish. I want some fish that, other than piranha, just tear some shit up. So there are some tropical fish that you can get that are pretty much aggressive. like the exodons. That's like a tetra. Y'all know what tetras are? Those little teeny fish that had little colors on them. But these tetras, they like to nibble on your scales, scale by scale. And over time, that shit gets to wear on another fish. Then you got your Oscars. Everybody know about Oscars.
We had
They some big motherfuckers, and they need to be in the tank by themselves. Why? They're aggressive because if you piss them off, they just going to eat you and bump the shit out of you and leave you in the tank for the algae eater. Then you got the peacock bass. Man, it looks like a fish with a lump on the head, but they're very aggressive when it comes to other fish getting in their territory. So if you want to spice up your little aquarium, throw a couple of these up in there and see what happens the next time. I bet you won't be disappointed.
Hey, I'm glad you said it, man. I got a story before we go to you on Conspiracy Brother. I had a partner of mine Carly. Shout out to Carly, man. Just got promoted at his job.
You got rid of Tim for that one?
Oh shit, I missed it. Oh shit, he got rid of damn stuff. That was me, ain't it? Yeah, no, Tim Dog, be careful. Yeah, he removed himself. Tim Dog took himself out. I didn't take him out. He took himself out. See,
no, I'm here.
You just black.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know, but I'm gonna take you out now because we can't see your face.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, leave that picture up there. Your camera is off, but I'm gonna tell you a story, man. My man Carly, man, he just got promoted. He got promoted. Conspiracy, you already said I'm snitching. He posts on Facebook that the guy that was in charge died, and they texted, "Hey, you in charge of the section." But that's the way to get promoted. Motherfucker died. But anyway,
take the dub where you get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, when I was stationed in New York City, he gave me a fish tank. There was moving. He gave me a fish tank, right? So you pissing. God damn it. You back to pissing. So he gave me the fish tank, right? So I had this fish tank. And I went and bought some Oscars, like Tim Dog say, but I didn't really know nothing about fish. So I went to the goddamn little shit, the pet store. And I bought a bunch of damn fish. I think I bought about $100 worth of fish, man. And I dumped all the motherfuckers in there. Looked at my fish tank that morning. I said, "Ooh, this shit look nice, man." Man, I came back, man. All I had was 2 goddamn Oscars. All I saw was goddamn.
Bro, man, on the street, we had. When we lived before we
say buffet, you gave us a buffet. God,
before we moved to Texas, we had a 150-gallon tank in the house that had 3 Oscars in it. Each one of them had to be at least 1.5 foot in length.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
We fed them motherfuckers goldfish feeders, and you want to hear the funny thing? Now there's one aggressive fish he didn't bring, 2 aggressive fish that he didn't bring up that we had to take out the tank with the Oscars. They were half the size and was eating. They were half the size of the Oscars, but was eating them. A Texas sunfish, and a Jack Dempsey.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jack Dempsey. That's the other one right there, boy.
Now piranhas aren't aggressive.
No, they're not.
Piranhas aren't actually aggressive at all.
No. Yeah, but the funny part about this is though, when I got back home, man, man, my fish tank, I got all the fish in there, all the colors and shit. Cause I like to look at the fish that swim around. Where my damn fish at? Also, the 2 Oscars, I see y'all some dirty motherfuckers, man.
Oscars will eat everything that's not smaller than they are.
Yeah, and I'm glad you say that, man. Shout out to my boy Richard Carrasquillo, my partner, man. He brought his Oscars from, I think he was in Washington State. Them motherfuckers about this big. He told me he said he
5-gallon tank by themselves.
No, but he told me they'll grow to the size of your tank. Just like you just said.
Exactly.
How big is your tank? That's bigger than one get. But Tim Dog, thank you for that. Them dirty goddamn Oscars ate $100 versus my goddamn fish.
Nobody tell you mix and match.
But I didn't know shit. I thought fish was a goddamn fish. Shit.
Nope.
But exclusive meal, fine dining.
Fine,
and them some bitches ate till it was all gone too. They could have left at least one.
I said them dirty motherfuckers, but it is what it is. But man, my man, Conspiracy Brother, what you got for the people before we go, my brother?
Oh, it's Friday, so go enjoy yourselves. Go have a drink on me. That's what.
Have a drink on Conspiracy Brother.
All right, shit. Send me $60. I can go get my drink.
Yeah. Send me Cash App. Dr. J 37. Dr. J Cash App. Dr. J.
You ask no goddamn money. I said
you just said it was on you.
On you.
Sure did.
Go ahead. Anybody want to cash
That
out
don't
the
mean
man
I'm
on the
buying
street?
shit.
Oh, I'm
That's
putting it
what
out there.
that means.
Anybody want to cash out the man on the street? Dr.
I
J
rebuke my
357.
statement, goddamn it.
What? Look at Juan, his dumb
Damn,
ass.
Card decline. You're right, Juan. That bitch declined. He about to be in the back busting suds, goddamn drinking tap water.
Bad
Damn
Professor,
thing.
what you got for the people who go, my brother?
Just something to think about. One of my favorite things in the world to eat is a donut, obviously. A donut shop will take a hole out of it, sell you that donut, and then charge you extra to buy that goddamn hole back. That should piss everybody off.
Yeah, what do they call it?
You know what?
I forgot what they call that shit.
A donut hole.
Munchkins.
No, they call it something else. They call it something
Dunkin' Donuts used to call them munchkins, yeah.
Munchkins,
They call
okay.
them munchkins.
Okay, yeah, God damn it, motherfuckers, man. Of course, Tim Dog, what you got for the people before we go, my brother?
What gets longer when pulled, fits between breasts, inserts neatly in a hole, and works better when jerked.
Tim Dog, I'm not.
I thought
You're not even
Pharaoh
gonna
wasn't
set us
on
up
here.
this, Tim.
Yeah.
It's
You're not
called
gonna
a
set us up
seatbelt.
as stupidness.
I got you. And of course, I already got you, conspiracy brother. As for me, I don't have anything.
Glory,
Like I say, ladies and gentlemen, what's coming up next is the after show. We call it Ashed Out, and this is the best part of my Fridays. I mean, I missed the comedy show because I wanted to see. This is the second time he been here. Ali Sadiq. And he was
Oh,
in
that's my
town.
dude. His new
Yeah,
special is out. That dude is
It was
hilarious.
funny. Yeah, I went to go see him, but I stayed around. I didn't want to spend the money either, but I stayed around. That's not the point. I stayed around because I'm going to get my laughing ashed out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, like I say, we have a good time in Ashed Out. Y'all got to come back. You got to come back because it's hilarious. We try to go straight, like I said before.
He said King
You
got
go
something.
right. What did he say? He say dot dot. What did he say? King say what? Dot dot. King says dot. What is it, Juan? What is it, Juan? Not. What is it?
Who's there?
What is it, Juan?
I think
What
he
is
went
it, Juan?
backwards.
Okay, I went backwards, but yeah, not that.
No,
King
he went.
say-
Juan went backwards.
Okay, that, yeah, because Juan is backwards.
Don't show that
But-
first one, please.
Oh shit!
No. I said don't. I just said don't. I just said don't.
Wow, you probably was at the party. You probably at the damn puffy party. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all want to come back for our after show because we have a good goddamn time. Come back,
We got
have a
lot
good
of
laugh.
inside
If you're having a
information.
bad day, you want to come back and have a good laugh. We got some shit that's going to entertain you. But before we go, Mad Professor, shout out your socials so the people can follow you, my brother.
Fuck you, on. You find me at the madprofessor.1, YouTube, Instagram, and Mad Professor 1, Blue Sky.
Gotcha. And of course, Tim Dawes, shout out your socials so the people can follow you, my brother.
You can follow me, Instagram, Father's Love 99. It's about me, my son, and my grandson.
I got you. Son back in the picture. I like to hear that. And of course, conspiracy
Why you
brother.
had to put it up there?
I got you back. Cause we're gonna get it in, man. We want more people to tune in. And of course, conspiracy brother, man. Shout out your socials so the people can follow you, my brother.
Soul Expression, all platforms. Look me up.
I got you. Of course, you can follow Pharaoh King at Pharaoh_. He ain't got shit on there, but he got a YouTube. I mean, he got Facebook. So follow him on Facebook and make sure you follow Miss Paula P. Talk Shit with P. She got a lot of shit going on. And once again, we want her father to we send out healing energy to her father. Again, Miss Paula, we're out there praying for your father. So come back in the healthy spirit. And of course, you can find me, the Man on the Street, at the Man on the Street show on YouTube. You can also find us at the Better Than Sex Sports Podcast on YouTube and Facebook, which goes down every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. All we do is talk about sports until we get the Tim Dawes segment. Then we talk about shit. You're like, what the fuck? They ain't got shit to do with sports, but it is what it is. So you want to check us out every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. But then you want to come back every Friday at 8 o'clock for 2 Cigars and a Blunt. Hey, we talk about shit, different shit, serious shit, funny
And more shit.
and we have a good time as well. But you want to stick around for the after show called Ashed Out. Because once you smoking a cigarette or a cigar or a blunt, what you got left, all you got is ashed. That's why we call it Ashed Out. It's going to follow us in about 10 minutes. So come back. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Man on the Street.
The Mad Professor in the booth since Tim Dog not here.
Good. That motherfucker, eat your pineapples. Motherfuckers, with that, motherfuckers, we're out. Peace. See y'all in 10 minutes.
Blunt.